Let's create some call assets, formerly known as call extensions, for your Google Ads campaigns to get that phone to ring. So timestamps below, along with some other helpful links and resources, including a link to our Google Ads playbook to help you get up and running with your first campaigns as quickly as possible, as well as a detailed audit and checklist to help you identify those places in your campaigns that you should focus on to bring down that cost per click while increasing those conversions. Now, when it comes to call assets, they're really easy, self-explanatory. They just have the phone number added to your ad, just like you can see with these examples. And so all we're going to do is jump into the interface and add your phone number. But what we do want to think about before we do that is, when do you want people to be calling you? So as an example, let's say you have an office, you have maybe a receptionist who can take those phone calls, and you're doing them all day. Well, you don't want them to start exactly when you open, right? Because they just walked in the door. So maybe start at 9:30, and then you don't want to have calls right when you're trying to close down for the day. So maybe end at 4:30 or 4:15. Now, if you are the person taking the calls and you're like, well, I can't take calls all day, well, then maybe you just want to do a 1 or 2 hour block at lunchtime when people are on their lunch break. Maybe they're looking up something at Google. They're looking something up on Google. Your ad shows up, and then you can say, only show my phone number during lunchtime during the week, or only show my phone number in evenings or weekends, or whenever you're available to take those phone calls. So that way you're not stressed out having to have your phone next to you all the time and always picking up, because you're wasting ad spend if you're not picking up your phone. So that is a really easy way to make sure that you can use these extensions even if you don't have a dedicated person to always pick up the phone. So inside of Google Ads, under Ads and Assets, as usual, we'll go ahead and click the blue plus button here to set up your call, and we'll go ahead and click on call. I should say set up your phone number, but call anyway. So for our account, unless you're really fancy, you're just going to have one business phone number. So we'll go ahead and leave it at the account level. Go ahead and drop in our phone number here. I'm just using their copy. Please don't call this number. It's completely fake. And you can see over here on the preview where it's going to show up on mobile. And it's nice because someone can just click it. And because they're clicking this number from the ad, Google can easily track and count this as a conversion if you want it to be counted as a conversion. So when it comes to using the call settings, you can just go ahead and leave it at default. Until you get fancy with your conversion tracking, I got a little ahead of myself there. Just leave it at account settings, calls from ads, and then advanced options. You definitely want to make sure that you don't have your call or your phone number there, at 1 a.m. in the morning. Unless you have someone to answer, then awesome, great. But unless you do, let's go ahead and make sure that we're not showing it all the time. So let's say we just want Monday through Friday. We'll do 9:30, and then we'll go ahead and do 4:15 p.m. So that way someone has time when they get into the office, and then they have time to close down at the end of the day. And we'll go ahead and click on save here. And then of course you can go ahead and click on call over here. And that's where you're going to be able to see all of your different phone numbers or call extensions. And so when it comes to, if you're using any sort of fancy call forwarding system, you do want to double check Google's terms of service because they do have some things about, just redirecting calls to a completely different place. But for the most part, if you're on the up and up and you're not trying to scam people, you should be fine, even if you're using a third-party service to give you a bunch of virtual numbers. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video. Most importantly, you're all set up with your calls and you have a strategy to set it so you have specific times a day to actually receive those phone calls. So make sure you check out that link in the cards and the description to that Google Ads playbook to help you with optimizing the rest of your ad assets and of course your campaigns to lower those costs per clicks and boost those conversions. Hit that like button, subscribe for more marketing guides just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.